This video explains how to control Yamar's SIG102 powerline transceivers. The UART device has 8 configurable I/O pins and 8 ID pins. The SIG102 network consists of one master device and up to 255 slave devices, all connected to the powerline. The ECU connects to the master by HDO, HDI, and HDC pins. Each of the 8 I/O pins can be configured as a digital in, ADC in, digital out, or PWM out. The SIG102 I/O pins control registers. Reg 21, I/O pins direction, 1, input, 0, output pin. Reg 22, I/O functionality, 1, analog or PWM, 0, digital pin. Reg 23, I/O watchdog control. Outputs shout down watchdog timer when no communication detected. Reg 24, digital I/O. Reads the status of digital inputs and write to the digital outputs. PWM outputs pins configuration, Reg 10 to Reg 17, PWM output delay 8 bits. Reg 18 to Reg1F, PWM duty cycle 8-bit. Reg 20, PWM cycle time frequency. The analog to digital converter, 12 bits of conversion results, Reg 25, Reg 27 to Reg 33 has the higher ADC 8 bits. Reg 26, Reg 28 to Reg 34 has the lower ADC 4 bits. Reg 35 activates sequential analog conversions and read values from all active ADC pins. Controlling the master's I/O pins. The ECU lowers the HDC pin and writes, reads to, from the corresponding local registers. Commands over the powerline. PLC command structure. Break field. Hold the data in line low for a duration of 13 to 31 bit times. Sync field. A 55 hex byte. Identifier byte. A byte specifying the command type. SIG102 slave ID, between 0, 0, to FE hex. FF is a global ID. Data bytes, commands related bytes, and a checksum. The checksum calculation. Checksum equals complement of identifier byte plus SIG102 slave ID plus data bytes plus carry. Example, break equals 0000. Sync equals 55 hex, identifier equals 3C hex, slave ID equals FA hex. What is the checksum? Complement of 3C plus FA hex equals complement of 136 hex. When adding the carry, it equals complement of 37 hex. The checksum is C8 hex. The PLC commands are transferred over the powerline to slave devices. The commands are Plc Read Reg, Plc Write Reg, Plc Sleep, and Plc Change Frequency commands. Plc Write Reg command contains break field, sync byte, identifier byte, FB, hex for the write command. Slave ID, the remote SIG102 slave ID, reg address, the internal SIG102 register address. Data, the data for the SIG102 slaves register. And a checksum. Plc Read Reg command. Starts with a read command from the master. The slave responds to the master's command with its internal register value and a checksum. The Plc Sleep command. The master commands the selected slave device to enter into sleep mode. To exit the sleep mode, the master transmits a wake-up message to all slaves upon transition of its end sleep pin. The SIG102 operates on its configured main frequency. 2 alternate frequencies Alt1 and Alt2 allows the user's controlled frequency hopping when the operating frequency has interfered. The main Alt1, Alt2 frequencies are configured by Reg 2, Reg 3, and Reg 4. Freq select 1 to 0 hardware pins determine the working frequency. Plc Change Frequency command consists of break field, sync byte, an identifier byte, B4 hex to change frequency to main frequency, or B1 hex to change frequency to alternate frequency 1, or 32 hex to change frequency to alternate frequency 2. Slave ID, and a checksum. For more information see yamar.com/product/SIG102.